Now, the former Cabinet Secretary of Public Service, Justin Muturi, is a man at the receiving end of the government. Now, the question that I am asking after the recent news and intel that has reached us is Muturi heading the Chris Musando way? Is Muturi heading the Jacob Juma way? Should this be a way to silence him forever? Justin Muturi has been a man that has always spoken since he came out exposing how his son was abducted by the National Intelligence Service last year. He has been on the forefront trying to expose the dirt and the rot within the Kenya Kwanza administration. Recently, he was fired and replaced by one member of parliament, Geoffrey Rocco, who comes from the constituency where Muturi hails from. Now, this was a move that was made by President William Ruto to label Muturi's influence in Embu County useless. Because you know what? I removed you, but I replaced you with somebody coming from your region. Now, let's get back to Muturi's recent exposures. Muturi has exposed William Ruto in different avenues, exposing the link between President William Ruto and the abduction rings that were going on in the country last year and in the beginning of this year, 2025. He called the president to explain why his son, Leslie Muturi, was abducted. But the president never gave any comments in regards to that. He left Muturi to continue making his noise and to continue speaking and addressing the nation in whatever capacity he felt like. But now, it seems Muturi has crossed a line. And now the apparatus from the State House have been deployed to tame Justin Muturi. Now, first and foremost, there was an order of arrest that was given, by the way, by the Directorate of Criminal Investigation in conjunction with the National Intelligence Service, where they formed a task force. And the aim of this task force was an anti-Muturi or counter-Muturi task force. They were supposed to counter any intelligence that was supposed to be revealed by Muturi. They were also supposed to issue and seek for a way of getting the relevant documents and evidence to have them be given an arrest warrant against one Justin Muturi, the former cabinet secretary, and AG, the attorney general. But William Ruto realized that this man is becoming so lethal to his administration. He is becoming so lethal to the dealings that William Ruto had made earlier. So William Ruto told the NIS and the DCI, refrain from arresting this man. Refrain from attacking him or even involving yourself from attacking him. Now, after the NIS withdrew and the DCI withdrew, Muturi went ahead again to attack the government. Now, I want you to listen to what he tells us about an hour ago. Listen to Muturi.
The reaction from government has been the immediate withdrawal of my security, which happened last evening. My security personnel were instructed not to report on duty.
Now that is Muturi telling us that the privileges that he enjoyed for serving as a Speaker of the National Assembly during the government of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, of being accorded security as a retired Speaker, because it is according to the Constitution that one should enjoy, a retired Speaker of the National Assembly should enjoy certain privileges like having security. Like people like Akina Kenneth Marende, Akina Ole Kaparu, they still enjoy the privileges of them being given security by the state, because that is what the constitution requires the state to do. So Muturi was having two security details, two security officers that were attached to him according to the constitution. But due to his recent attacks and his escalation against the government, now this is not an order from the president. This is an order from the co-president. There are men that are ready to put their lives in line for the sake of President William Ruto to not be attacked and for his image to remain intact. And when I say men, I don't mean so many. I mean one PA by the name of Farouk Kibet, a figure that has become so controversial in the Kenyan politics as Gachagua labeled him yesterday as the co-president to President William Ruto. So Farouk Kibet went ahead to order and give a direct call to the Inspector of Police, Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja. The Inspector General of Police instructed the security detail attached to Muturi to be withdrawn immediately. Remember, this is what they did to Mama Ngina Kenyatta in 2023 when Raila Amolo Odinga demonstrations hits the street. This is what they did to former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So we all knew that it would have come this, it would have reached this point for Justin Muturi. So Muturi currently is left open. He doesn't have the government to be answerable for his security. And I want to read the statement that he published, because the statement speaks a lot. He says this: last night at around 7:30 p.m., my security detail was withdrawn. The two officers who had been assigned to me owing to my previous position as the Speaker of the National Assembly were instructed not to report on duty today. If this is yet another attempt to cow me into silence, they have dialed yet another wrong number. And let me tell you, Muturi is given them threats, and his threats are meant to be actualized. You know, it's just a drop in an ocean of the expose that Muturi has done. What this man knows is just a mere piece of intel that he has revealed to the public. If Muturi is supposed to open his heart and reveal what President William Ruto had made him do as the Attorney General, I tell you, this country would be shocked on the bombshell that this man is to drop. And let me tell you why we are saying that the government wants to take the Jacob Juma way. You know, Jacob Juma, if we are to say, he was the greatest enemy of President William Ruto. If there is a man that predicted what Ruto would be as a president, was Jacob Juma. Jacob Juma had the greatest intel about William Ruto. He knew William Ruto inside out. He knew how William Ruto thinks. He knew how William Ruto would become. He knew how egocentric William Ruto would be. Not only William Ruto, Jacob Juma also knew what would be of Ruto with his PA Farouk Kibet in government. Now, then Ruto was a DP, and his PA still was Farouk Kibet. Jacob Juma exposes were done on daily basis. Now it reached a point, Ruto couldn't take it anymore. It reached a point, they decided to take the route of assassination and silencing this man. And that is when Jacob Juma was silenced for good. Has justice ever been served in the assassination of Jacob Juma? No. Jacob Juma was a multi-billionaire. He was not your mayor blogger. He was not your mayor Cyprian Nyakundi. He was not your mayor Maverick Aoko. He was not your mayor Dennis Itumbi. Jacob Juma was a man with the resources to hire the most elite security. But with all that, they were able to get to him. They killed him in a black spot, in a blind spot along Lenana Road, where nobody could see anybody that was there to fire the rounds of ammunition that were fired at the Mercedes-Benz that was carrying Jacob Juma. And he was killed and silenced forever. So Muturi is treading on a very dangerous path. There are apparatus in the State House. They are always ready to do anything to protect the image of the president. So if Muturi is supposed, there is somebody that they cannot take the route of silencing forever somebody like Rigathi Gachagua. Let me tell you the reason why. They know the influence that Rigathi Gachagua has. They know this man was a former DP. They know this man is a man that is loved by his people right now. So it would be very unwise for them to take that route for Gachagua. Yes, they can let him, and when Gachagua speaks, they can counter that. But Muturi is an intellectual. You can't counter that with nonsense. You can't counter Muturi with shenanigans and mere talks. You have to come with real intel to counter Muturi. Are we together? Now, going forward, the security has been withdrawn. If Muturi doesn't act very fast to have a new security, to hire his personal security detail, then something might happen. And they always count on that. We all know things have happened before. People like Akina Tom Mboya being killed in the streets. We have seen Akina JM Kariuki. We have seen Akina Chris Msando, Jacob Juma, Dr. Robert Ouko, Pio Gama Pinto. We have seen all those great leaders being taken out due to their openness in criticizing the government. All we can do now is support Muturi in the best way we know how, through social media, and make sure that nobody gets to him. Yes, and I say, people like Akina Farouk Kibet are the ones that ordered the withdrawal of the security of Muturi. Wadau, nakukumbusha hii ni The Kenyan Daily Report. Make sure una subscribe, na nakushukuru sana kwa kuweza kutusupport na kuendelea kuwa nasi. Subscribe.